All right, everyone, welcome. We're going to talk about homemade sunscreen. So I really like this recipe because I can use it on myself, on my kid, and my family, and not feel that I'm going to be worried about getting a rash or have a horrible reaction or be putting those chemicals and rubbing them onto my body. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to be sharing with you the ingredients that we're going to use, and I'm going to be taking you step by step on how to make the sunscreen. Okay, I have already made up the batches of my sunscreen for this season, and I place them in these smaller mason jars. I like these. They're small, they're glass, and I just find that they keep really nice in these jars. So this is, again, my personal preference, but they keep really nice in these small mason jars. So the things that we're going to use, you can get all online at Amazon. You can get them in your health food store. You might already even have some of the ingredients already in your kitchen now. But what we are going to be using is olive oil. You can also use almond oil as well, but I use organic olive oil, and that's just kind of what I have in my house and what I like to use and what I kind of prefer. Also, coconut oil. So it's going to be kind of our base for the sunscreen. So coconut oil, vitamin E oil, that's, of course, we know that's soothing for the skin. Shea butter, I like to use this. Again, it's I find that I think that the sunscreen goes on just nice and smooth. So again, with this, along with the vitamin E oil, it just has a nice consistency to it. White beeswax and zinc oxide powder. Okay, so this is the powder. Just as an FYI, you do not want to inhale this powder, so make sure, of course, you keep it away from the kids. You do not want to inhale it, okay, in the powdered form. And the essential oil that we're going to be using is carrot seed. Now, this is Young Living's carrot seed essential oil, and this is a great addition. I believe it's actually under $25, so it's not an expensive oil to add to your collection, and this is the oil that we use for homemade sunscreen. It does have an SPF in it, so that's why we're using it. Okay, so to do this, to make the sunscreen, you will need another glass jar. Okay, I'm using this mason jar. You don't have to use a mason jar, but I find that this is just easy to use in making the sunscreen. And then also just a regular saucepan that you would make something with on your stove. Okay, we're going to fill the saucepan up halfway with water, and then in your mason jar, you're going to combine a half a cup of the olive oil, a fourth a cup of coconut oil, a fourth a cup of beeswax, 2 tablespoons of the shea butter, which the shea butter also has a 4 to 5 SPF to it as well, 1 teaspoon of your vitamin E oil, and then you want to do about a tablespoon of the carrot seed oil, which, counting out, that's about 10 to 15 drops of the carrot seed oil, okay? So you're going to put all of those in your mason jar, okay? Put the lid on it and secure it kind of loosely. Take your saucepan that you're going to fill up halfway with water, place the mason jar in there with those ingredients, and you're going to put it on medium heat, okay? It's going to melt the ingredients that are in the jar, okay? Then once they are melted, you're going to take the jar out, and then you're going to pour into your smaller jars or your other wherever you're going to be storing excuse me, your sunscreen. Then from here, once you've got them in your jars or wherever you're going to be storing your sunscreen, you then will want to take 2 tablespoons of the powdered zinc oxide and put it in and just stir it around, mix it up in there. As it cools, it will settle, So just mixing it up in there. Also, if you'd like, you can put maybe 1 or 2 more drops of the carrot seed, mix it up in, and then you have your sunscreen. Again, like I said, this is only good for about 6 months, so you want to make sure when you're storing it that you are storing it in a cool environment, and make sure that you use it up. Lather it on your kids. And you are good to go. So this is a great way that you're not putting those harsh chemicals on your body, and you know what it is because you have made it. So if you have any questions, please, of course, let me know, and thank you all for joining.